Welcome back to the Youth Academy series. We have one final episode for Season 6. It's a final. It's the Europa League final against Manchester United. A familiar foe that we haven't done that well against in play games this year, so I don't know how well it's going to go. We've lost by 4-1 against Manchester United in the most recent tie against them. And earlier in the season, right towards the very beginning of the year, we lost by 3-1. So I think you can probably guess how I think this game is going to go. Without cheating and skipping to the end, let me know your score predictions in the comment section down below. We went 3-1 defeat, 4-1 defeat. I'm going to say 2-1 defeat to Manchester United here. We have the pressure lifted, however, for this tie because yesterday we were able to ensure Champions League football for next season by finishing in 4th in the league table, which is huge because our history with Manchester United is not good, and had I not finished 4th, I would probably have needed to win this game to guarantee Champions League football for next year. So the weight of that is lifted, and now we only have the pressure of playing a European Cup final without the extra pressure of knowing we absolutely need to win it if we want to ensure Champions League football next year. We do have Nibs' position change to do just as we start here. I'm hoping it should lead to a boost in overall. Indeed, it has, to 82, which is good. I'm going to try and improve his passing, I think, as a support winger, more so than anything else at the moment. Actually, that one might be the best one to go with wide playmaker. Ball control's already 93. His reactions could probably do with it, but we'll do this one. So he's going to continue to grow, hopefully. He's obviously not at present in my starting 11, but certainly one of the best players we have as a backup option to go to. In fact, he's the highest rated player that isn't in the starting 11. We are going to be looking to improve that starting 11 next season as well if we can. I'm going to have to go through my scout reports and see if we can find any more Youth Academy players from other sides that improve our defensive line, because that's mainly where we're weakest at the moment, and we could just in general do with some better depth. But I'm happy with the formation. I'm relatively happy with my starting 11, but will that starting 11 be able to fire us to a European Cup title? This will be our only opportunity to win this competition, as we're in the Champions League next year, and I'd like to think we'll never be in the Europa League again. So, as second top goal scorer for the competition, Marcus Rashford will almost certainly line up alongside us. Joint 4th top goal scorer Sam Al-Salem will have a crack at Manchester United as well. Not sure where the final is being held. We'll find out in due course. But drop the video a like if you go on to enjoy this episode, or if you're enjoying this series. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to ensure you don't miss out on any further content. Season 7, of course, will start tomorrow. And I will be streaming Football Manager. No, I will not be streaming Football Manager. That's force of habit. I'll be streaming F1 2021 today and tomorrow and Sunday. Monday and Tuesday as well. So make sure you follow the link in the description to Twitch so you can come and watch those streams live. And of course, make sure you're following and subscribed to the second channel, which is Chesnoid Plays, to see the edited highlights of those streams. Also, one thing to add as well, a thank you to Kyle for joining the Patreon. I meant to mention that right at the very beginning. I apologise, it slipped my mind, but thank you, Kyle, for pledging to the Patreon. Another one added to the end slate. We have 2 names now on the second page. Thank you very much. Well, in the 4th page, actually. Thank you very much indeed for joining the Patreon, my man. Right, you briefly saw United's lineup there. I didn't pay too much attention. Let's go and have a look at the in-game graphic to see who is lining up for them, as we are playing at the Stadion. Oh, actually, no, it's the Waalfaren Stadion, isn't it? It was Signal Iduna Park. Or maybe it was one and then it's the other. We're in Dortmund, whatever the stadium is called these days. Dean Henderson in goal for Manchester United. Ezri Konsa alongside Pau Torres, Wan-Bissaka and Luca Digne. Zakaria and Casemiro. Rashford, Fernandes, Pellistri and Jonathan David up top through the middle. A very strong side. One that evidently, as you've seen from the history this season, we have always struggled against. But it occurred to me in between these 2 edits, we played Manchester United in the FA Cup final last year and won. Maybe we can kind of call on that Wembley spirit here in Germany to fire us to victory in the Europa League. It's probably a big ask, but you never know. Stranger things have happened in finals, a la Greece winning Euro 2004. Hopefully, we can channel some of that into this game and do really well. Oh, Van der Voort! Channel your inner Greece! The blue and white! 1-0 Barrow! Casemiro into Dennis Zakaria. We have scored against Manchester United in each of those 2 league games that we've played against them earlier on this season in those heavy defeats, 3-1 and 4-1. So it's not perhaps too surprising to see us get on the score sheet here as well in the final. Maybe it is a surprise to see us do it quite so early, but signs say that we have, or history says that we have the record to be able to score against Manchester United, just not necessarily to stop them scoring against me. Jonathan David, I mean, there was no real need to dink that, but it found Casemiro nonetheless, and Pellistri has the overlapping run of Aaron Wan-Bissaka here, and it might not be long until Manchester United get themselves back level. Pellistri looking for Wan-Bissaka, pulls it back to Pellistri. The little ball roll, they know that's my weakness, but we've managed to steal it off them, and they've committed a lot of bodies forward. Tudor, oh, I just needed to get that out further wide. Van der Voort would have been in space on the far side, racing away from Marcus Rashford. As the left back, Luca Digne, tucked narrow. Esri Konsa into Dennis Zakaria. They're so dangerous in possession, Manchester United. They are very, very good at utilising the ball. It's Marcus Rashford. But so far, once they get to the... Whoa, leave it. Oh, God. Oh, we will get the goal kick. Once they get to the final third, we've been able to keep them quiet. But it has only been 20 minutes so far, and there's still about 70 or so to go. So I'm going to have to keep that up for a lot longer if I want to make sure that we get the win here. Van der Voort will cross this early. And there is Hefte. Giant save from Dean Henderson. Lucas Ball with the delivery. Up we go. Missed. Bring that down maybe? No, he's left it, but we'll take the throw. And Van der Voort. Salim is there short. Oh no, Nagy wasn't where I wanted you to run. Oh, and that's a poor pass. 25 minutes played. Still 1-0. I'm managing this well. If you could run all the way back to your own goal, that'd be lovely, Aaron. Just pop it in between the 2 white sticks on the left-hand side of the field, and I'll be delighted. Thank you, mate. Talk about forcing the opposition backwards. Jonathan David tackled well by Ferreira Schutter. Nagy will look out wide here to Van der Voort. Our goal scorer, and Mulholland will drive forward, and he's brought the defender towards me. Van der Voort in a good run here, and I see Tudor on the edge of the box. That's who we're going to look for. That's all shoot. It's a good block by Esri Konsa. FIFA 21 block shot simulator strikes again. That was destined for the back of the net, or at least on target to force a save out of the keeper. Pellistri back to Wan-Bissaka and quickly to Jonathan David. Let's see the run in the middle of Bruno Fernandes, which we'll try and deal with, which we have dealt with thanks to Vermeulen's save. I guess perhaps that's not dealing with the run, and necessarily it's more the shot, but still, they didn't score, and that's all I care about. And somehow Salim's in, and we could score at the other end. We have scored at the other end. Barrow scored 2 goals against Manchester United for the first time this season. And we really have, again, We've chosen the best time to turn up against Manchester United. A 3-1 defeat in the league, a 4-1 defeat in the league, but now a 2-0 lead in the Europa League final. Samar Salim from defence to attack. We have got the ball in between those 2 sticks on the left-hand side of the field again. The stats at half-time make tough reading for Manchester United fans. 61% possession, so they're doing all of the keeping of the ball, but none of the putting it in the net. Only 1 shot so far for them, and 4 for us. Our 2-goal lead so far looks pretty comfortable. I am shocked that Manchester United have turned up and been so poor here, because I really genuinely did struggle against them in the other 2 games in the league season. They just were too good for me. But why they've failed to turn up here in Germany, I'm not entirely too sure. For those naysayers, I'll show you and prove to you at the end of the game that I am playing on Ultimate with my regular sliders. So none of the name, well, not name calling, but calling out for me. Are you lowered the difficulty to make sure you won the final? No. We don't cheat on this channel. We never have. We never will. It's Manchester United, quite simply, underperforming on the day. Damian Tudor to Samar Salem. Looking for the 1-2, not getting it. But we found Van der Voort. But he lets it run before playing the pass and can't find Hefte in the middle. 10 minutes into the second half, we've actually had more of the ball. Although Manchester United now will look to build. But again, they're loose with their possession. It's really poor from them. That was meant for Van der Voort. We'll find Van der Voort. I'll pull it back looking for a teammate. And again, I can't find Hefte. Jonathan David over the top to Pellistri. Switched me to Jenkins, but Ferreira Schutter's man that could probably close him down. Emi Buendia apparently is going to be leaving West Ham. Wan-Bissaka leaving the ball behind as Lucas Bull will pick up on the loose ball. And you can see as they're going to push to try and get themselves back in at United, they're just going to leave themselves more and more open at the other end. Oh, something about trying to pass to Hefte in the attacking third just isn't supposed to happen here, is it, in this game? Every time I try and pass it to him, I end up losing possession. Dennis Zakaria, it's a lovely ball out to Pellistri. Excellent rangy pass. Wan-Bissaka going to loft it over the top. It was a bit piggy in the middle there with Ferreira Schutter. Pellistri going to drive in towards the box. And again, nothing from Man United in the final third. Wan-Bissaka does win it back. That's well worked. But is it going to end in anything? Here's Casemiro. A shot blocked at source. If Casemiro's forward, that means their defensive midfielders aren't in position. Not this inside. I found Hefte. I did it. I found Hefte in the final third. Can Lucas Bull find someone else? Looking for Salem. Oh! I don't know. Salem ended up on the floor, but I don't think there was a foul in there. That pinballed around a little bit. Now here come Manchester United again. Jonathan David. Ball back to Dennis Zakaria. They might look to make some changes off the bench perhaps to freshen things up a bit. Here's Marcus Rashford now. Oh, I shouldn't have committed there. I got a little bit carried away. Marcus Rashford going for the ball roll, but we've made the tackle and Nagy will look to come forward again. This is getting rather stretched and pretty end-to-end now, isn't it? As one side wins possession off the other and then immediately just sprints up the other end of the field. It's a lovely ball by Tudor. Ball doesn't have to break stride at all. Will look to turn inside the defender and then maybe, finesse this across goal into the far corner. But he's driven it wide. But there's only 12 minutes to go here for Manchester United. I imagine they're going to the bench now and they are. But it's only a change at right back for them. Quintana coming on for Wan-Bissaka. That's not necessarily the change that's going to get them back in this game, is it? Into Jonathan David. And Bruno Fernandes are worried about the run of David. And the run there of Casemiro from deep. Thought they'd have gone wide right there to Pellistri. I closed the man down. I shouldn't have done that. What a challenge by Pumphrey. It was wrong-footed and just threw that leg backwards. And somehow managed to get there. Van der Voort will bring that down. Quickly to Tudor, spin. Oh, and look for the pass. Lucas Ball would have been clean through if the pass had been as good as Tudor can play. Dennis trying to find some space in the middle. Finds Bruno, a little back heel. Jonathan David looking for Bruno again. He's looking to outmuscle Pumphrey, but oh, come on. You could play a better pass than that, Rodri. Winning it back. And then, awfully skewed wide. Oh, it did take a deflection off the defender. A corner for Manchester United. Now another change at centre-back. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has gotten this all wrong. Unless this guy is an absolute monster from set pieces, and that's the way they're going. It's Ethan Laird, surely he's not going to be the man to fire them back. Oh, he's done well in the air there, to be fair. To fire them back into this game with just a few seconds now remaining. Rashford to Pellistri. Pellistri actually getting it away from the defender well, but there's the tackle, and that will be the game. Job done. Champions League football was assured anyway, and we've now backed it up with a win in the Europa League final. By 2-0, our first victory against Manchester United since last season's FA Cup final, and we again have pipped them to a trophy. We'll take that very much indeed. Champions League football assured for next season. Hefte can't quite believe it. And a European Cup to add to the trophy room. Not many trophies in that trophy room. A playoff final win in the Championship, an FA Cup final, and now the Europa League final. I think that's it, isn't it? We didn't win any league titles on the way up, I don't think. Pumphrey will be the man to lift another trophy. You can see the Belgian and Swiss flags lit up there at the bottom. I'm not sure why they're the only two that are showing up. I don't know whether there's any significance there to the Belgian and Swiss flags on the Europa League trophy. I don't believe so. But Pumphrey's Welsh, so he won't care about Belgium or Switzerland, but we do care. But, oh no, it's just the lighting. Look, there you go. Never mind. Right, there we go! Pumphrey lifting the Europa League trophy. England go to Germany and pick up a trophy. That doesn't happen very often. Although in blue and white, Chelsea did something very similar in 2012, although that was one step more for the Champions League final. Now maybe that might be our fate for next season. I said I thought that we'd lose by 2-1, and to be fair, you can see from the stats that Man United did have more of the game in that second half. In fact, our only shot of the second half was that the second goal came in the second half, didn't it? Pretty sure the second goal came in the second half. I can't actually recall now. When did we score the second goal? Oh no, it came just before half time. So we only had one shot. Yeah, it was 4-4 and 2 goals, wasn't it? So we only had one shot in the second half. It was all more Manchester United heavy possession into the second 45, but they couldn't find their way back into the game despite all of those chances. It just wasn't possible for them to find the results. So the winner of the Europa League this season is Barrow. And to confirm for those of you that always seem to pop up on Ultimate with my sliders, thank you very much. I don't know what happened to Manchester United there. That's sometimes just what happens. Teams don't perform on the odd occasion. £8.5 million added to the budget for next season, or added to the coffers for next season. So I'm going to go and sim to the end of the season. We'll sort some contracts out after that, but that'll be off camera before I start the new year. But we'll go and have a full season roundup in a few moments' time. As we get to the end of the season, you can see that we've a number of players that have been called up for their national sides for the World Cup. We actually don't have that many fully fledged internationals in our squad, which isn't usually the norm at this stage of a save. We normally have a lot more players that are actually representing their country. Wales, as you can see, with Roger Pumphrey and Gavin Jenkins, have qualified for the World Cup in 2026. But let's then have a look at the competitions that we were involved in this year. The other competitions around Europe, have a look and see who might be playing us in the Champions League next season. And of course, have one final look at our squad and think about what we might want to do next season in the transfer window. So with regards to competitions we are involved in this year, we finished 4th in the Premier League table on goal difference ahead of Everton. And it's a big jump, the gap between ourselves and the top of the table. 18 points is the margin we have to overcome if we're to win the Premier League next year. Manchester City ahead of Manchester United, Liverpool in 3rd and ourselves 4th. Everton 5th. I don't know who gets that Europa League final spot Champions League position. It may even go to another country with the highest coefficient rating of those that don't get a Champions League spot. It may not even go to an English side at all. But Barrow finish 4th and win the Europa League. Everton 5th and get Europa League football. Maybe Champions League, but I don't think so. Then Wolves, West Ham, Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs, 8th, 9th and 10th respectively. Really, really poor. We will not be playing Derby or Sheffield United next year. Or Southampton either. Southampton back down to the Championship. You may see, potentially maybe, next year on FIFA 22, the return of a Southampton save to the channel. I'm going to be doing a save after this Barrow one that is going to be my usual updated save, where I manually move all of the in real life relegated and promoted sides from all of the divisions and update loads of transfers that have gone through as well. I haven't yet decided what team to do that save with though. And I did ask on social media, on Twitter, for some feedback. And feel free to follow me on Twitter and go and find that tweet and reply to it as well if you've got some ideas about what you might like to see in a series to follow this one. We won the Community Shield. We unfortunately didn't make it to the FA Cup final, but Man United win that. We lost quite early on, didn't we? Yes, to Bournemouth in the 5th round. We lost in that competition. In the Carabao Cup, we didn't get anywhere near the final in that either. Chelsea win 2-0. And we were knocked out really early doors in the 3rd round. In the 3rd round on penalties to Southampton. The UEFA Super Cup was won by Chelsea on penalties. We'll be involved in that next year. The Champions League was won by Real Madrid. And that's who will be playing in the UEFA Super Cup next year. Real Madrid beat AC Milan by 2-1. The 2 most winningest sides in the history of that competition. Rather apt then that they were the 2 there. Right, player stats. Top goal scorer in the league this year was Neto. Pedro Neto with 24. Brildolland and Bolo with 20. My top league goal scorer was Tudor with 16, although Salem is there with 15. We don't know yet who's going to win the Golden Boots for the final season next year. Lucas Bull with 14 goals as well. So A lot more goals from my front line this year. It was just kind of Tudor that led the way last season. Assist-wise, Hefte's up there with 14. He might be getting the silver boots next season for those assists. Tudor with 9 and Salem with 8. Also Bull up there with 7. So we were getting a lot more from everybody this season. Clean sheet-wise, Vermeulen with 11. So he'll keep those golden gloves. It's kind of the only goalkeeper that plays, really. Menezes doesn't really get too much of a look in. Did he get any clean sheets? He's not on this list. We'll have to wait and see if he actually did when we have a look at the squad report. But let's have a look at the other leagues then. Who might we be playing in the Champions League next season, and who will we be playing in the Premier League next season? Leeds and Watford are back to the big time. One of Burnley, Bristol City, Coventry and Middlesbrough will join us next season in the Premier League. Relegated back down to League One are Sheffield Wednesday, Millwall and Accrington Stanley. All three of them miles from safety. Bournemouth nearly down to League One again. Luton win League One, and Wickham are also back into the Championship with Reading, Sunderland, Doncaster and Blackpool fighting it out for also a Championship spot. Salford City, Carlisle, Portsmouth and Northampton by a long way relegated back down to League Two. Colchester, Exeter and Wigan will join each other in League Two next year, with Bristol Rovers, Scunthorpe, Forest Green or Bradford also coming up via the playoffs. Oh my lord, a lofty 15th for Cambridge United this year. Harrogate down at the bottom as well again, and Tranmere join them in 23rd. In Le Francais, PSG by 5 points from Monaco and Lyon, any of which we could find in our Champions League group. Rennes will be in the Europa League next year, relegated in France, just for those that are curious. Metz, Auxerre and Dijon. In Germany, Dortmund by 4 points from Bayern. Leverkusen and Leipzig will be the other two that join us in the Champions League, with Wolfsburg and Hertha Berlin in the Europa League. And relegated are Augsburg and Bielefeld, and one of Hamburger and Hanover will be in the Bundesliga next year. I can't check the promotion relegation playoff because stat tracking isn't a thing on FIFA yet. Hopefully in the future it will be, but we'll have to wait and see when they fully harness the power of the next gen consoles. I think hopefully that's what I'm pushing for in the Game Changers program anyway, the ability to see previous season stats and other competitions etc throughout the course of a year that isn't just the big leagues via this menu. I want to see who won the Deutsche Pokal. I want to see who won the relegation playoffs. I want to see details from every competition that's in the game. Juventus win Serie A by 3 points from Inter Milan, AC Milan 3rd and Roma 4th. They will be in the Champions League next year. Bologna in 5th. High for them. Napoli only down in 7th. Terrible season for Napoli. Spezia, Benevento and Crotone will be relegated. Then let's have a look in La Liga. Real Madrid by 14 points from a really poor Barcelona. Level on points with Valencia, and then Atleti a further 4 behind as well. Atleti and Barcelona well off the pace. Valencia only lost 2 games, which is the same as the champions. They just drew 14. Valencia could have had a very strong season. Those 4 will join us in the Champions League next year. Athletic Club de Bilbao and Levante in the Europa League. And relegated Malaga, Leganés and Cadiz. And of course, out of curiosity, we checked Mallorca because we had a good save with them this year, and they are in the playoffs to potentially be coming back up to La Liga. So the board rating is 86 currently. We didn't do the youth one. We did both the brand exposure ones. 7 clean sheets in all home matches, in all competitions. We kept 11. Signed 2 players from you. We did that in the first window. We are 91% there with the shirt sales, so unfortunately not able to do that, but still, about £165 million worth of shirt sales is pretty impressive, to be fair, for a club the size of Barrow. Mid-table finish they wanted, we got 4th. Round of 16 they wanted, that's where we got knocked out. They wanted us to reach the final of the Europa League, and of course today we've gone one step further and won it. So you imagine that next year they want us to win the bloody Champions League as well. So, with the squad this season, this is how they ended up growing. Vermeulen up 6 to 83 this year. 6! Yes, mate. Love Julian Vermeulen. One of my favourite goalkeepers we've had in any save so far on all FIFAs. Oliveira also up 6 out on loan. That's good news for him. Menezes up 3. Prince hasn't grown at left back, unfortunately, and he's 74 rated. So he'll go on the transfer list next year because Cristiano Evaristo is up 4 to 74 as well. So I don't need 3 left-backs. Ferreira Schutter will continue to be my starting left-back, and Evaristo will be my backup, and Prince will leave us next year. Lazovic is up 1. Do I sell Lazovic? I've got 4 left-backs. I don't need 4 left-backs. Prince will definitely sell. Evaristo's the young kid that has the potential to grow, so I'm probably going to let him play in Rotato and just sell Lazovic to raise some extra funds. It's probably the way I'm going to do it, to be honest. So I'll add Lazovic onto the transfer list, and we'll do the same with Prince when he comes back from that loan spell. Pedro Jesus, meh. Mercado, also meh, unfortunately. He had potential to be special, but he's only grown by 3 this year. Berger, 73 rated, not that good. Ronnie Tyler's actually leaving us at the end of the season as his contract expires. Ruben Vidal-Pereiro up 4 to 78. Jenkins up 5 to 81 as he continues to grow really nicely. Pumphrey up 4 to 89, one of the best centre-backs in the save now. Varling, 79 rated, up 3. Nagy up 2 to 82. It's a case of who's available, who's out there as to what we do with the defensive line. Hugo Vidal-Pereiro up 2 to 79, but he's really effective despite not being a massively high-rated player. Milic is up 3, of course, Luka Modric region. Mulholland is up 2 to 86. Vukoya up 3 to 69. Again, he's lost a bit of potential as well. We were hoping he was just going to fly, and he just hasn't. A free for up 4 to 73, but none of these players are going to get a look in next year, unfortunately. Hefte up 4 to 87. Banging player. Love him at cam in this formation. Lucas Bull up 3 to 91. One of the world's best. Van der Voort is up 6 this season to 85. He's flying. Nibs is up 3, although, of course, that does include the position change from 80 to 82. So, technically, he's actually only up 1. But he was a January signing, of course. Matias Gonzalez up 5 to 77. Damian Tudor up 3 to 87. Salim up 2 to 84. And as you guys rightly pointed out, initially, he only had potential of 79. So, he's done a wonderful job. And Josip Kovacic is up 4 to 78. Do I utilise Kovacic in my squad next year? Do I throw him into Rotato in that starting spot? Maybe so. Maybe so. Other than the left backs, I don't really think I'm going to be selling anyone unless I can find someone that is drastically better than either a starting player or a Rotato player, and then it's obvious that we should be signing them. With regards to your stats, Dave, and for the Golden Boot next year, Tudor will have the Golden Boots next season. He's pipped Samar Salem. He had the most league goals for us last year, but Salem had the most goals in all competitions. This year, Tudor leads the way. 30 goals in 60 games, and he has the most assists too. 25 goals for Samar Salem this season. 9 in the Europa League. 9. That's outrageous. Got 6 goals in 3 FA Cup games, Tudor. What's that game against Cambridge where he absolutely hammered them? Made the difference. That added to his 2 pre-season goals. Is the difference between him and Salem, although Salem did score 1 in pre-season as well. Lucas Ball with 22. Hefte with 15 from that cum roll. Very pleased with that. Van der Voort with 13 out wide too. We've gotten a lot more from our wide players this year. Pumphrey with 3. I'm not sure what his career stats look like, but he certainly scored probably double figures in goals for us now. And that is all of your goal scorers. With regards assists, even though Tudor had the most, he's obviously going to have the golden boots. So Hefte gets the silver boots for next season, and Salem is just going to be back to red. It's a shame, but he didn't do the business. Tudor did. And these are your assists, Dave, for your sheet. There we go. Last season, when you sent me the pictures, I mentioned them in commentary, and then forgot to edit them into the video when I mentioned them. So hopefully this year, I'll remember to edit them in to the video where I mentioned them. I'm actually going to go and record episode 1 now, so they won't be in episode 1, but hopefully by the time I come to record episode 2, you'll have sent me the pictures. If not, I'll include them at the very next episode where I get to. So that's the nature of the save right now. I'm going to go and offer some contracts to players that are unhappy with their current contracts, and it doesn't look like I have any options other than the 4 we've already got on our shortlist for replacement players, although I'm pretty sure I'm going to go out and get Firmino Diaz next season. I don't know about Vicente. He looks amazing, but not necessarily as the defender. So I don't know. But if we've got the spare cash, we might as well. Amuzu is up to 80 rated now. He could be pretty decent. He's better than Costa, who we sold to try and raise the funds to bring in a new centre mid. And he's better than a couple of the other centre mids we've got in... what's his name? Vidal Pro, and there was another one, Vidal Pro and Milik. He's better than those two. So, maybe. Although these two should crack on again next year with potential. So, what? I don't know. I don't know. But if we've got the money, we might as well. But for now, I'm going to concentrate on making sure we're all set up with the current 11, or current squad. And then I'll go and record Season 7, Episode 1, as soon as I've taken the suit off and put that back on. That's all for today's episode, though, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Do drop the video a like if you've enjoyed, as I say. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more content here. Subscribe to the second channel so you don't miss out on any F1 content. And make sure you're following me on Twitch as well. But for now, that's all from me. Thank you very much for watching, boys. I'll see you next time.